Chuck Schumer has made the big, bold decision to not step down from his position as minority leader for the Democrats in the Senate. He is still defending his position to allow the Republicans to take $13 billion out of the federal budget for Medicaid social services programs, which impact children, veterans programs, and the budget for Washington, D.C. The continuing resolution also increased spending by $6 billion in our defense budget. The defense budget that is already over $900 billion. They needed an extra $6 billion for their defense spending at the price of services for our vets and our children. And Chuck Schumer was like, yeah, nailed it. Now, Chuck Schumer is defending himself, saying that if the government shut down, the executive branch would have unchecked power. I call BS on that. So I looked it up. Chuck Schumer told The Hill, and I quote, "Under a shutdown, the executive branch has sole power to determine what is, quote, essential, and they can determine without any court supervision. The courts have ruled it's solely up to the executive branch what to shut down." I call BS. This is just Chuck Schumer fear-mongering because he lacks a spine. This is what a government shutdown would actually do in terms of giving the executive branch power. The executive branch cannot shut down programs, but it can decide on what is essential. Let me just pause here. They are already doing that. They are already deciding what is essential and what's not. The only thing is now it has gone through legislation to cut $13 billion out of Medicaid, social services, and money for our vets, as well as $1.1 billion from DC's budget. During a shutdown, as we all know from the numerous shutdowns that have happened under Republican rule, when Biden was in office, the programs without funding are paused. Yes, that does happen. Most of the time, the federal workers still go into work and then just get reimbursed for their time when the government reopens. Even though the executive branch has the power to decide what is essential when it comes to spending, they are still beholden to the Anti-Deficiency Act, which makes it so they cannot spend funds that are not appropriated by the legislative branch. The only exception to this is if they are protecting life and property. There is also mandatory spending during a shutdown, things that they still have to pay for even if the government is shut down. And this includes, now pay attention to this part because it is pretty important. This includes Social Security, Medicare, and veterans benefits. So let me get this straight. Chuck Schumer, you approved a continuing resolution that cut veterans benefits while avoiding a shutdown that would have ensured veterans benefits? Are you kidding me? And you say you shouldn't step down? You just doomed the veterans because you did not want to fight for the veterans. A shutdown would have ensured that the veterans still got their benefits. And you decided that cutting their benefits was a better choice for them. Chuck Schumer fearmongered about the executive branch being able to decide what they can shut down. He used that wording to scare people. But in an event of a shutdown, the president cannot permanently shut down government entities. They cannot permanently shut down government programs. When the continuing resolution or the budget is passed, those programs are reinstated. During a government shutdown, The president can decide what is essential and what does not get money. He cannot, or she cannot, unilaterally shut down government programs permanently. That is not a thing. So for you to say that the courts would allow him unchecked power, you are being disingenuous and you are trying to lie to your people. And you have a problem because we actually read and we actually believe in facts and not fear mongering, Chuck Schumer. So, yeah, you need to step down because at this point, you are no better than the Republicans. Lying to your base, trying to fearmonger your base into subserviency and poverty. Do better. Better yet, just get out.